Hey, fresh out of a TED Talk. That's awesome. So quick review of the TED Talk from how I presented it, from my perspective. I thought I went a bit too fast. There were moments where I slowed down. There was definitely I think it was after I finished the portion where I was talking about maybe why you should document. Um, I realized, oh dang, I actually given this TED Talk. My mom just sent me a text that made me happy. But I think I messed up around the second half. I think I was less confident in that. But man, there were some good moments. There were some good moments. I think yeah, definitely around the surprise portion because there's the TED Talk is kind of broken into three sections. One is you should document every day of life. Two, you should go a step further and share every day of your life. And three is a surprise. So like around the surprise portion, I messed up. I lost my flow. Um, and I think that's really just a matter of I didn't practice enough. I did this in a very condensed amount of time due to my lack of preparedness. You can really see the lack of preparedness right now. I did this in a short amount of time. So it took about 1 week to write the talk, to create the slides. Actually, to be honest, 4 days. And that's honestly unfortunate because I could have done much better. And I'm not entirely happy with how it turned out on my end. I would really have loved to really hone it. I landed the plane still. Like I messed up, I still landed, but I was like, dang, okay. I landed the plane. Um, I don't know. I was wondering if I was talking too fast, but then I was also talking in a Project Phillips format. In the sense, I was talking at this speed I'm talking right now. I was talking there, I believe. So I'm like, is this too fast? Is that too slow? Sometimes I get lost in my own words and I don't know what's happening around me, so I don't know how fast I'm talking. Um, so that was another thing. I think it went well. The jokes landed, which made me really happy. I think they were a really great audience in the crowd. They laughed at the jokes. They participated. So that encouraged me much more. The Michael Jordan joke, I don't think it landed. There was a portion where I said like, if Michael Jordan could have the last dance, I won Project Phillips. So that was good. But it didn't land. But got to the end, did the intersection thing, and that went well-ish. I think that went well. It wasn't my favorite part, but it was also, I think, a good. I think the surprise portion just made me. I'm still upset because I felt with the surprise portion, I could have done more there as a whole. Um, but I do think the quote made it worth it in the end. The quote is "Why you start today is and why you continue tomorrow," which is a really amazing quote because like really stop worrying about why you start and just start because why you start today is and why you can start to continue tomorrow. My slide handling was a bit off. I needed more real time practice with that. I think that's what it all boils down to is real time practice. I had a lot of practice inside this very room. You see, oh my god, well, eat Gary's pounded yam and okra soup. I just remembered because I put the okra soup there yesterday, and so I'm gonna eat that food. Anyways, this was the room I was practicing in, and a lot of it was practicing with myself and not actually practicing with a real audience. So I think if I actually give myself enough time, I could have done that. And I really just have to be more. I think I'm very self confident now, but I don't think I'm confident in my relationships enough. I have to take more advantage of that. So I could have asked some friends, hey, come to watch me do a talk so I can practice and stuff like that. I remember that's what I did for my speech and debate thing when I did original oratory, I think junior year. I just had a bunch of my friends come into a room, I performed my talk, they gave me advice on how to improve. Um, that's just asking how my brother how it went, and I don't want cause I don't want feedback. I want feedback, but I want feedback later. Personally, I'm just happy because technically I have fine. Oh, I just gave a TED talk. I'm hoping my next TED talk. I'm hoping my next TED talk. Um, I improve. I think my enunciation was a bit off at times, but I think was overall solid. But that's the thing about enunciation. If it's a bit off at times, that's still a significant amount because like when it's off, you really notice it. Um, but what else? I give a TED talk, so I'm just bored right now. Yeah, I got some nice. People said it was really good. I think you're required to say that after, but like I remember listening to other talks and they were really good. I really liked the topics. My mentor Julie, she did this topic about basically AI and education. And what I thought was so interesting was that something I never considered was actually changing the way we do assignments to actually discourage people to use AI. Because the thing about using AI in your assignments is that if AI can do it and there's no personal connection, then probably won't use AI. So I think rather than say like, oh, AI sucks or every student's using AI, maybe we should reevaluate the assignments we're giving to students. Because if it can just be purely done with AI and there's no motivation for a student to do it, then why would they do it? And then this is harder to apply in classes like math, but in English and stuff like that, I think you can definitely apply it there. And history as well. Whew. I gave a TED Talk, man. That's awesome. I don't even know how long it went. That's the thing. I don't know. My brother just said I did so well. I don't personally. I don't know. I don't think it was the best I could do. However, yeah, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. There was a portion of my speech where I mentioned why you shouldn't start, and as a rhetoric to like say to then go later on about why you should start, and how I responded to the claim that you shouldn't start because it's not going to look good when it starts. Was it never looks good when it starts. Sorry, it's not going to look good. And it says never looks good when it starts. That's what improvement is for. And then I said, and even then, it's never going to look perfect, but it's going to look nice, and that's good enough. And then I feel like that quote can apply to this whole TED Talk. One, this is my first TED Talk. I don't know how many TED Talks one does in their lifetime, but I'm hoping to do more than one. So I can definitely improve on it. And two, it was nice, and that's good enough. And I know that doesn't sound like very grind mentality, but I do think when you grow, you're gonna look. I know I'm gonna look back one day, hopefully, and be like, "Yo, I gave a TED Talk, and that was pretty cool." Which is how I often am with a lot of my accomplishments. But yeah, I think another thing, going back, this thing, I'm just thinking about the whole thing in retrospect. I think with the jokes, when they did land, I didn't know how to I don't know how to respond to laughter a lot, so I didn't know how to really take advantage of that, so I really started tripping up there. I think just more practice would have been better. Another thing I didn't like was there was a dance classroom on top of us. But surprisingly, and this is so weird, I don't know if they stopped magically when it came to me, but I just didn't hear them. I think that's an effect I want to try replicating more in my life, where it's just like you're in that zone. Because really, there was very few things I actually paid attention to. It was just like you're in that zone. There's sometimes when I have to sometimes if I'm working on a last minute coding project, I'm in that zone. Or if I'm working on a college application, right? I know when I was doing college applications a while ago, sometimes I'll just be writing. It's like nothing could distract me. Or if I'm writing an essay, the lights are off, I'm just typing. Man, that's a different. Because I can't think of anything else, right? And it's just my brain is just so hardwired to that thing. So that was a really cool effect. I think I gave a TED Talk. There was someone who commented on one of these videos about when I said the video was hated, and I just talked about the idea of giving a TED Talk about my topic, which was where I should document every day of your life. I end up using that comment anonymously in the presentation, just to show the idea of impact and how significant it is despite the insignificance of it. I gave a TED Talk. That's pretty awesome. It's still it's not even afternoon yet, and there's a research fair thing that I'm not meant to do. I was invited and I want to do it, but I also have to see if I can prepare for it in time. And if not, I can't do it. Then it's also fine. But yeah, I think it's really awesome. I think I'm going to be reflecting on this more. I'm excited to see where my speaking journeys go, from speech impediment to speech and debate medalist to TED Talker speaker. It's crazy. Thank the Lord. Thank everyone, my family, my parents, my mom, my dad, brothers, friends, Project Phillips. But yeah, Chikudalu.